Whack. Hello and welcome again to Game Boys Podcast. I'm James,
I'm Will.
and we're just going to do what we always do and talk about gaming.
Wait, we talk about gaming here?
Nah. Actually, we talk about sports
Oh,
and
good. I thought I came to the wrong place or something.
yeah, no, definitely gaming. And
Oh, great.
we're going to start it off just the way we always started off. We're going to talk about our streams, which is funny because our streams actually just recently happened for both of us. Like neither one of us are too far removed from our stream, especially me. So that being the case, William, tell us before I ream your ass.
Yeah, I already know you're going to because you're going to go on your bullshit about you didn't come in with a good attitude. First off, I'm going to stop that right there because I came in with a great attitude. The problem was I was trying to play it on my fucking computer first.
Erroneous.
So I spent an hour and a half. Fuck you. Yes, it does.
That don't count. What counts is what you streamed, and Jesus. You were mad at the loading screen. You were mad because the fucking game loaded.
The game pissed me off before I got to play it.
Yes, exactly. Your shitty attitude started from the very beginning. It wasn't like you had time to realize you hated the game. You already fucking hated it before you even started it. So please, tell us about This War of Mine.
So This War of Mine is a game where you're in, I can't remember the country's name, but it's a civil war, and you are a survivor, or you're like three different survivors in a building, each with their own story. And the story is actually great, by the way. I went and I looked at the stories for each character. They're great. The characters I had, because there's several different stories you can pick between, I chose, what was it, Pavlov.
Something like Pavlo or something.
Yeah, Pavlo, I think it was actually. Bruno and Marco, yes. And so this game is set up a lot like a mobile game, or a lot like a game where you should be using a mouse to use. So I was on the Xbox because for some reason I could not get it to work right on my computer. When I would open it up on the computer, it would go into full screen automatically, and then it would zoom in even more, so I was just staring at a corner of the screen, which also ended up freezing my computer, which was part of why I was pissed off when I finally got to start recording. So there's that. So fuck that.
Excuses. All right, go ahead.
So while I was playing the game on the Xbox, the controls fucking sucked. Because again, it feels like it was meant to be played as, a point and click type deal, or a like touch screen type deal.
Okay, I believe the touchscreen more than the point and click based on what I saw.
I saw someone playing it as like with the mouse, and it seemed to be a lot. They didn't have nearly as many troubles as I did. Because I mean, there were points where okay, so I'll get there. So during the day, you're gonna do like your normal day task: eat, sleep, gather items in your house, build things, stuff like that. Night times where all the problems come in, and the game becomes fucking frustrating. So you send one of your characters off to scavenge and stuff like that. And the best character I had to scavenge was Marco. He was like a skilled scavenger, and he could carry the most stuff at a time. He could carry 15, while the other two were 10 and 12, respectively. So, I took Marco out, and I was gathering stuff. And at first it was going okay. It was a little boring, but it was okay. I get back to the house, and we've been raided. Apparently someone broke in during the night and had wounded one of my characters. I think it was Bruno.
Yeah.
So Bruno was Bruno. Bruno was wounded, and asked me to get medicine, shit like that. So the next night, I went to it was another location. I can't remember. I want to say it was the hospital. It wasn't the hospital because I didn't have that unlocked yet. And I found medicine, and I might have found band-aids. I can't remember. And I gave him that, and it helped him feel a little better. And basically, got to a point where everyone was either sick or wounded because of people raiding, or I got fucking attacked while scavenging one day. And the only way to fucking fix any of that is to medicine, band-aids, and sleep. So at one point, all my characters needed to sleep, and we got raided while they were all sleeping, which killed who was it? Marco?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Marco was the first one to die.
Yeah, and so Marco got died like that. Or actually, I think it might have been Bruno who died like that. I think Marco died scavenging.
No, Marco got shot in the face or whatever.
Yeah, Marco got shot while I was scavenging. And I think Bruno bled out because he was stabbed when someone raided us. And then during that whole thing where Marco got shot, I learned that I could apparently fight back. So I was Pavlok, or whatever his name was again. And I went scavenging, and I hid, thinking I could jump out and attack someone when they walked by with their gun, and you can't, apparently. Or it didn't work for whatever reason. Because I was hoping I could get like a sneak attack and take the gun from them. So my whole hour and 50-minute playthrough ended with me getting shot in the face, up close and personal, thinking I could attack someone and try to get their weapon.
So explain, like, how this game looks and is played.
So the game looks great. I mean, besides, like I said, it kind of looks like it's meant to be played on your mobile phone or your iPad. It has like you're looking into a house where you see each floor.
Like you see through the main front wall.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You see like the section off rooms.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of Fallout Shelter. Like
yes, that's a good one.
That's the viewpoint that you get, except it's nothing like that. It looks totally different, but
yeah,
still that same like gridded off rooms that you walk from one room to another and up and down.
And the game's very dark and gritty. And another aspect of the game that I didn't know was like I ended up having to steal some medicine and shit from a hospital. And when I came back, every person in there was like questioning shit like was that right thing to do? Should we have done that? And they were refusing to work at that point because they were so sad. And then once Marcos died, they got even worse. They were refusing to do even more. So it just made playing the game even harder and even dumber. And then there were
didn't you cause somebody to die? Like because you took their medicine that they didn't get to take and then they died? It was like consequence behind your
No. So someone came every few days someone would come to your door and they'd ask for medicine or they'd ask you to help. Someone came for medicine and I didn't have any to give at that time.
Oh.
And they came back later and said that person died. And I was like, oh, well, fucking sucks. I'm sorry. I didn't have any medicine. So that made my characters depressed. Then, when I was to my last character alive, he was depressed. He was,
he always walked like bowed over, like he was.
Okay. So that was because he was ill. He was severely ill. So the way to fix that is you take medicine, you go to sleep. So, I ran out of food, I ran out of medicine, and he was still ill. I was like, well, I got nothing else to do. I have to go scavenge. And that's when I was like, I wonder if I can sneak attack this person. Because there's little places you could hide. Because when you go and scavenge, you want to be sneaky around hostile areas. So I hid. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe I can jump out and attack this person. And that didn't work. So, overall, I think this game fucking blows. I think if it was just a mobile game, playing it 5 minutes at a time would have been fine. But, I was playing almost 2 hours. It made no progression.
So, I don't disagree that the game sucks. I think it would have sucked if I'd have played it. I do think I would have probably approached the attitude a hell of a lot better, but it wasn't Pokemon. That's all you were worried about. Oh, I want to play this shit. This
No,
game sucks. And you're
I
like 2 minutes in. Like you're like a minute in and this game sucks.
I already told you what the problem with that was. I spent an hour and a half trying to fix shit that it fucked up on my computer, and then I had to go and download it on my Xbox and everything and play it. So I was already pissed off at the game when I started.
I'll tell you, from my end, it was hard to watch. It's hard to watch because like everything was so small.
Yeah, no, I
Like
agree.
I'm watching on my phone, and then literally my phone's only so big, and then everything's they're trying to put so much information into one little thing, and you're
Uh,
like this little tiny ass dude walking around.
Even on my 32-inch screen, it felt small too.
Like it
And
was really hard for me to figure out what the hell was going on, what I was even seeing.
and part of the whole thing about like it not being it didn't feel like the controls were right. There was like you'd walk up to a door and you could peek through the door or you could just bash through the door. And you're supposed to be able to select between those options. 9 times out of 10, when I got to that option, my character would just run through the door without letting me select. That was the biggest problem I had. That like choosing what food I wanted my character to eat was a problem. And even using the D-pad, because I figured that's using the D-pad made it about 50-50 whether or not I was just going to slam through the door or not, or pick the right food.
I think this game is a good example of.
It feels like a bad port.
No, well, it's a good example of how much I tend to disagree with critics. Critics love this fucking game.
Do they? Because I haven't seen any.
Yeah. I mean, it's been out for a while, but when it first came out, it was during the Xbox One era, I think.
Okay.
And when it was like a big to do. Like a whole lot of shit was made about what a great and wonderful and, whatever, however you want to put it, spectacular, amazing game this thing was. And I already know I would not have liked it based on what I saw. And you obviously played it and didn't like it.
No, like I said, I think
it's just another example of how like the critics, I don't know what they look at versus what the average gamer looks at, because the fun factor wasn't there. I couldn't see how it would have been all that fun. Even if that was like your type of game, it wouldn't have been a fun version of that type of game.
Yeah, no, I see that too. But I think my enjoyment would have went up if, again, the controls worked right.
Yeah.
Or maybe if I was doing that, like, I could totally see me playing this, like, on my mobile device 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, when I'm, like, at break, at lunch or something,
Yeah.
But it being a game that you sit down and play for hours, it didn't feel like it. It kind of felt like my controller was useless in my hand playing this game, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it sucks because, after I played it, I went and watched some reviews, shit like that, and I learned some more about the stories. I was like, I really wish I enjoyed this game because this is a good story.
Just a thought, but maybe the reason it was added to Game Pass is because they have the streaming capability and you can play mobile.
Yeah.
You can play it on the phone and probably use touch.
Yeah.
Because they have a bunch of games on there that are listed as like great with touch or whatever.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Like I said, it probably would have been a better experience if I could have also played it on my computer, but for whatever reason, I could not. And like I said, it ended up freezing my computer where I couldn't even move my mouse off the one monitor.
I still don't think it would have been a good game, honestly.
I think it would have been better. I don't think it would have been great. But going off just story, I'm gonna go ahead and give this game a 3. Just after my initial review, my initial play, and then I watched some other stuff because I wanted to get some of the story. I'm gonna give it a 3. If it's just going off my play, it's getting 1. So it's terrible.
But the overall is a 3.
Yeah, I think overall I'll give it a 3. I want to be a little bit more fair. And you know, if you like these kind of games, maybe you'll like this one. You don't like survival games, and I don't like survival games that are this fucking. What's the word of? I'll just go with
Dev-
difficult.
I was thinking like devoid of like. I hate any game that you can't fight back.
Yeah, I hated that too. I couldn't fight back. I tried.
You got to run like a bitch every time that there's some kind of conflict. Or worse yet, you're getting attacked at night and you don't get to like at least try to fight back. That's stupid. You just wake up and you're sick and you've been stabbed.
I will say the best part about this game is when I made a radio, and like every day there'd be a new message you could find on the radio from the army. And I was like, I got to make sure I get those every time because I bet there's something to it. There never was anything to it. I think it just helped me unlock new areas.
Well, it probably eventually would have if you actually beat it, but God, I can imagine someone playing that game to completion. Well, imagine 100%ing that game. Jeez,
I
that's torture.
like I said, after I stopped playing, I did look into the story and shit. Story's great, but with that gameplay, I couldn't do any more of it.
Yeah.
Especially after playing for an hour. It was like an hour 50 minutes or something like that I played through. And then I died. It's all gone and I would have to restart. And I was like, no, that wasn't worth 2 hours of my time. I don't think I'm doing this again.
Yeah.
I do
So
think I got a few achievements though, which is always nice.
yeah, you did. I saw actually it was more than a few, man. Those things were popping pretty much every time a new day would come. Like,
Yeah.
doink. So
So why don't you tell me about your game? Because your game looks like a hell of a lot more fun than mine.
more fun. Yeah, it was definitely more fun. The game I played was called Jotun.
Yeah, show 10.
It was the Valhalla edition or something like that. You play as like a female. Her name was Thora.
Thora,
And
yes.
she was built like a dude, at least from what I could see in that game. It's hard to tell that that's a female versus like a dude.
It was hard to tell if any character was a female or guy.
No, I mean,
That last boss you beat, I couldn't tell if it was a female
I
or a
think
guy
that
or
was a
not.
dude.
I
With
think that
them
was a
crusty
chick.
ass toenails.
with them honkers, bouncing around. I think that was a chick. And the hair too.
Which one? I don't know. I thought it
It was
was a
the one with the
dude with like
shield.
armor,
Yeah, it was the one with the shield.
and they all wear like tunic looking, dress
She
looking. It might have been a chick. I don't know. She didn't.
she didn't have any
Make
shirt on
noises.
though. That's what I was wondering.
She didn't have a shirt on.
Yeah, no, and she definitely made noises. She yelled.
Yeah, but like it was like a battle cry. It could have been, whatever. The fact that she was 8,000 times my size for one.
Either way, they all looked manly, whether or not it was a chick or not.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was playing as a female character who apparently had to prove to the gods that she was worthy of Valhalla.
What was it? You have failed to impress the gods.
Well, it was my attempts to impress the gods. If I win, I did impress them. If I lose, then no. So it was sort of a mixture of like really like chill scenes where you're literally just walking through like pointless wandering. And then immediately it takes a turn from that to like chaotic as hell battles where they stack the deck basically. The boss is always like a ridiculous amount times your size.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first boss that I fought was like started off, he was the same size as me. The more I hit him and pissed him off, he would multiply his size and eventually like, which only makes his like reach that much better.
Yeah.
But he was fairly easy. Then the second boss was actually the hardest of the three that I actually got to. I think there's 5, total. The second one, what was he like? What would you say
flower
It was like a flower. At first, it started off as a flower, and it became like this Buddha looking.
He was like a fat Groot.
Yeah, like a fat. Yeah, and he had like tree like. So
Do you know who Groot is?
yes,
Yeah, he's
and the
like a
most
fat version of
annoying
that.
things about him was every time as you're starting to win, he finds ways to gain unfair advantages, like throwing these weird little vines that would come up out of the ground and block your path.
Mm-hmm.
He would do this nauseous gas thing that you had to get close to a fresh flower to be able to breathe without taking damage from it. And then he would have like area of effect moves where like he'd swat his hand down and
Yeah,
you don't want to be there when it lands.
yeah. Like half the attacks you got hit by, or like took out like
Yeah.
more than half your health.
Yeah, it's like basically so he would put down the roots and the vines to block me from being able to get away from the huge attacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so many things stacked up against you, plus the gas.
Yeah. Plus, there was a point where I said you should dodge, and you were dodging, and I
Yeah, I
couldn't
was
tell because
constantly dodging.
your
'Cause
the dodge in that game sucked.
the
Apparently,
dodge is like a little small slide, like, and it doesn't go far, so like you can't just like roll completely out of it.
yeah. As far as I could tell from my viewing, you weren't dodging, but
Yeah, I was dodging a lot.
yeah. Once
It
you
just
showed,
doesn't.
like, you got into clear, you showed me I'm dodging. This is what it looks like. I was like, oh god.
Yeah, so the dodge isn't a huge animation or nothing. It doesn't get you a whole lot, but it will for smaller enemies. It's beneficial. Like the first enemy, I dodged a lot, and that helped. The third big boss was the crusty toenail that you'd say is female. I don't know.
They them.
It was a huge whatever. And it had its yellow ass toenails. Like basically the only thing I can go after was his feet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
You went for the Achilles heel a lot too.
but there was a lot of
Minions.
little random, not really hard to defeat guys, but there were so many of them, and he would constantly do a battle cry, or she would constantly do a battle cry, and they would all come to their aid, and then that's just enough to keep you distracted from what you really need to be working on is them nasty ass toes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And you know, it was definitely a fun game. Frustrating as hell just for the ways that they find ways to stack the deck. Like, you know,
Yeah.
the one with the shield at the end, he was, if you get far enough away from him, they throw the shield at you. It's like an area of effect type thing. They have like a closer attack that you just basically have to like dodge and get behind them, and it doesn't even hit you, or dodge out of the way. But the hardest, and then right there towards the end when you almost got him beat, there's a new element added where the sky starts falling on you.
No. So I actually noticed this. There was at one point where she summoned pillars to the side when she started throwing her shield around.
Yeah, so it's
And
just another thing.
if her shield hit the pillars, that's when stuff started falling.
Yeah,
It just happened to be the last thing that happened to you.
and it was the only time she did that. So, or he or whatever did that was right there at, you know,
I just think it was a coincidence.
because I finally eventually ended up beating that. Then I got into like a snow round, and like
Or you didn't even notice you were
didn't even
dying.
notice I was taking damage from the high winds, and that was kind of boring because you're just walking on ice, and it's like, come on, man, give me some action. Just don't give me like it's all or nothing with this game.
Uh-huh.
It's either zero action whatsoever, and you're just walking around wondering where the hell you're supposed to go.
Yep, I noticed that. Yeah.
Or and there's like no map, no kind of mini map, no arrows pointing at you telling you where you should go.
You did say something about that while playing, yeah.
And so it's either that level of like nothingness to like everything all thrown at you at once. There was like literally there was no chill, and then there was all chill.
There was also these like golden apples you were collecting. Did you ever figure out what those did?
Yeah, what they do is they make your health bar longer, so you get more, like they extend your health.
So like the thing I was upgrading in like Luke Lake.
Yeah, or Luke Lake. Loot
Lake,
River.
Loot River, whatever.
Yeah, your favorite game.
Oh yeah.
So,
Well, it's now higher on the list than another game.
yeah, I don't think anything's gonna get lower. Maybe, hopefully. Um. So yeah. Is it stay list, playlist, or never play again?
I think mine's clear. It's never play again.
I'm really not sure. It's either not play again or playlist, but definitely not stay list. One thing that's missing from it that I really enjoy about games is there were no achievements.
Oh, okay.
There were no achievements. If you didn't notice, I didn't pop a single achievement the entire time I was playing for
Dude,
2 hours.
get some fucking games with achievements. God.
Well, this was on Epic Games. I mean,
Okay.
I wanted to mix it up where it wasn't like
I mean,
all Xbox or all PlayStation or.
I'm getting achievements left and right. You get none.
Yeah, I didn't get any for this.
You get none.
There was none to get. But
Yeah.
the same game is available on Xbox and whatever. It just isn't in the Game Pass. So
I
that was
understand.
how I got it for free, which was through Epic Games.
So next week you're going to be playing Fortnite, right?
Negative. Why would I do that?
Because it's free on Epic.
It's free everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
But no, definitely not.
Nah, definitely not.
I don't really think multiplayer games would be a good idea for the wheel spin type stream stuff anyway. So, but I did mention that this is on Epic. One thing I want to talk about is, so first, before I even go there, I just want to tell you if I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I'd say it's about a 6. Just for and I usually like these types of games. It's just the whole, like, the boring part versus then being stacked up. Like,
yeah, that's very valid.
It needs some, like, balance.
Another thing I'll say about This War of Mine, it was quiet all the fucking time.
Yeah.
There wasn't much sound to it. It was like
it was very quiet. I didn't think you had the game turned up for a while.
I had it turned
but
all
like when
the
you
way
bust
up.
through the door, it was kind of loud. Or when like
there's one guitar riff through the whole song.
Yeah.
Or the whole game. Sorry.
I thought that was weird. Yeah. So, the Epic thing. What I was wanting to talk about is for the past few years, with December coming up, I thought I'd mention this. Over the past few years, if you're looking to like expand your or even start a like PC
catalog.
Well, yeah, sure, catalog. That would be a good what?
I was gonna say catalog, library, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So a good thing that Epic has been doing for the past few years is every day in December they give out a free game. Now, I don't know that they're going to do it this year, but it's definitely something to look for. I think it would be great. And these are not all AAA titles, but they'll sprinkle them in there too.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all like crap indie titles that no one plays. It might as well be a
This War of Mine.
Yeah, might as well be This War of Mine or Loot River. But
Loot River was fine.
Yeah. So something to look for. It's worth taking a look, and it doesn't cost you anything to like join Epic. It's just like a free whatever. And yeah, they have games that cost. So, I'm not getting. I wish, but I'm not getting paid to tell you that. It's just something.
Yeah, right.
Go pick up a free game every day if they're doing it this year, which I don't think they wouldn't because they've been giving away like 2 free games every week this whole year. So
while we're on the topic of, end of the month, holiday type deals, why don't you tell me about your Black Friday hauls, man?
Black Friday. I pretty much spent all my Black Friday shopping online. I don't know what.
Oh, you bought a gaming PC.
A gaming PC. Well, not a gaming PC. I bought parts so I can finally build my own gaming PC. And that was the best time to do it because I probably saved $300 easily.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to what I would have paid had it not been Black Friday.
I unfortunately didn't have that type of money, or I might have done the same thing. Or actually, I probably would have bought car parts. But, either way. would have made purchases that were that expensive.
So what did you get?
What I ended up getting was well, first I got this electric screwdriver for like small electronics,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a light, and unscrew, in screw. That's pretty cool. I've always kind of wanted one like this. Um, I bought $50 worth of G Fuel because it was buy one get one, and I kind of wanted to try it. I bought bubblegum and rainbow sherbet flavor. I bought a grip for
Oh no!
I bought a grip for my Nintendo Switch. It's one of those grips that you just slide your Switch in, and it adds more comfort to it. And I bought more posters to go behind me because I want to get more Mew posters to go around. So I went on Etsy and I bought three, I think, for like $5 a piece. They're not very big. They're probably about this size.
I'm not a fan of Etsy.
I don't like the wait time. I'll tell you that much.
I don't like the almost false advertising they do. It's like clickbait.
How do you say that?
The stores, like the one where I was gonna buy a neon sign from.
Oh yeah, that bullshit.
Where it was like $20 and it doesn't say what size, it doesn't say anything. It just literally like take my $20 and this is what I want, right? And then you get a message back. Well, $20 is simply the deposit. The whole thing that you want would be like $200. Like,
No.
why didn't they at least put the option in the store there, like storefront or whatever? That's just stupid. It's
Yeah,
clickbait.
I agree. I'm pretty sure that's all I got though. I might have got something else.
Yeah.
Oh, I got like a $5 clicker that literally you click to keep count. I did that for Pokemon reasons.
Hmm.
Just to help me keep track of how many Pokemon I've gone through before I get a shiny of that specific Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's all I got. You get anything else besides computer parts?
No, I mean I had something that I bought before as it's
Oh yeah,
a
the little mod pack.
you call it a
thing.
mod pack, and then I know they probably do too, but ultimately I don't. It gives you back buttons and really cool features. It goes on an Xbox Series X controller.
Yeah, well, I mean, it
can be
a mod.
used for more than Xbox, but that's what it attaches to. That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah,
thing
yeah.
it will work with. But you can use it for Switch. You can use it for Nintendo. You can use it. I mean, not the Nintendo. You can use it for Xbox. You can use it for PC.
Yeah.
Probably even mobile gaming and shit that accepts that type of. But it comes with a dongle, so the dongle goes into the back or into a USB port on whatever device,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool. I used it a little bit early as crap this morning when I got home from work. I was playing a little Call of Duty just to try it out, and it feels good. It doesn't feel like weird and obstructive like some of those things do. The buttons are easy to reach, things like that. So it's pretty cool. But I had already bought that before Black Friday. It wasn't on a sale or nothing, I don't think. Maybe it was about half price, I think.
No, there you go.
But it wasn't a Black Friday sale. It was probably more like a early Black Friday, as they call it.
Yeah. So, since I brought up Pokemon, do you want to talk about people getting the refunds?
Yeah, I'm hearing rumors that
So
people are having issues with the game and they're pissed off that it feels incomplete or that it
personally, I don't think the issues are as big as people are saying. It doesn't feel.
this happens with everything, dude. As soon as they're slightly disappointed, they expect a fucking refund, which I think is a joke.
Yeah. So, I went over last week how there were frame rate issues and stuff like that, but I felt like there's still some frame rate issues, but it got better after day one, which is fair. They usually send out a patch after day one, anyways. But there are some issues where like you glitch through the ground, shit like that I haven't encountered. It only happens when you're playing the game for several hours at a time without stopping. It's what they call a memory leak. So basically, all you need to do is fix that. It's to save the game, close it, open it back up. It's all it takes to fix that. Um, but that those glitches was like the frame rate stuff is pissing a lot of people off.
But it's Switch. I mean, I hate to put it that way. It's not the best piece of hardware out there in terms
Well,
of video quality and
to
things like
play
that. It's just not.
to play Devil's Advocate, Game Freak just this year released another Pokemon game that looks better and runs better than this one does. But
I mean, from what
the
I've seen, the colors and everything in that game are
oh,
beautiful.
I personally think,
And I still would not play Pokemon. It's totally like not my thing. But as far as the visuals, nothing wrong with it to me. I mean, I wouldn't expect any
so
fucking Switch game to be like, oh my God, it's mind blowingly
yeah.
next level beauty and video quality.
So I know I said that the game that was released earlier this year looks better. Personally, I prefer the style of this game, and I think, in my opinion, it looks better. It's bright, it's vibrant. The Pokemon actually have like the snake Pokemon in the game, Survivor, actually has scales. It's not one solid color. You can see each and individual scale. It's fucking gorgeous, is what it is. But it's the whole people don't like that the frame rates are a little fucked up in some places, and that you have those glitches every once in a while, which I have yet to encounter.
You know, I think people make a big deal out of frame rates, but you can have all the frames in the world and not have a fun game.
Oh yeah.
Or you can have not so many frames. I mean, if you're not doing like, to me, if you're not doing like PvP, does really every frame count if literally all you're doing is like wandering around and collecting fucking Pokemon? I don't think it's going to cost you. The frames are not going to cost you anything.
I mean,
based on what I saw you guys doing on your videos and stuff.
oh yeah,
I don't see how frames would make that better or worse for you.
There's no like exact like you don't. If you miss a frame, you're gonna fucking die or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not doomsday to have less frames.
But I mean, this game's so great. I ended up buying the second version for my wife, and she's addicted to this shit now. She's played over 25 hours, I think, in the game now. Last time I checked, it was around 25 hours. She loves it, and this is her first Pokemon game that isn't Pokemon Go. So they're obviously doing something right if they, if they're getting people who have never played before. I haven't heard her complain once that there was frame rate issues or bugs or anything like that. Except for like the sometimes you get this in every game where you have a free roam camera where you could like glitch through the ground. Because they don't put anything under the floor you walk on. That's fair. That's
so
fair.
Weird. That happens on a lot of games though. That one I was playing, I can't think of the name of it now. The one where I was in like the snow, the survival game. I glitched myself under the thing for a little bit, and
well, it's not even her. It wasn't even her character glitched in her. It was just the camera while she was in a battle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I thought the game was so good. She wanted to try it, so I picked up another copy because I only have the digital copy on my Switch.
So just Pokemon aside, it's like becoming like a trend, though. It's not a good trend. It's not good for gaming, where everyone wants to bitch. It started with Cyberpunk. Everybody got their way.
I think Cyberpunk was fair, though, because that game was actually broken.
Yeah, but I'm saying, though, ultimately, we know the risk. The game could suck. Like, to me, I wasn't having technical issues with Cyberpunk.
But you didn't like it.
I just didn't like the game. So is that fair for me to be like, well, I didn't like it, so I want my money back? No.
No, and this is why pre-ordering is such a bad practice, but we all follow it.
Yeah, you're basically going in blind, dude, expecting yourself to just love it, and you're not guaranteed.
I mean, both you and I pre-ordered Modern Warfare 2. I pre-ordered Pokemon. I ended up canceling my pre-order because shit went through, but I still bought it day one.
Well, they dangle carrots in front of you too, like
Oh, especially with
like for Modern Warfare 2, you get to play the beta. You get all this exclusive skins and different shit. Like,
I would love to be in a different country just for the pre-orders of Pokemon, man. They give out like figures and shit like that, like
yeah,
real figures that are like, they're not terribly big, but high quality looking figures. They used to do that here in America. I remember back in the day when your younger brother bought me Pokemon Platinum. It came with a figure of the main legendary, and that was awesome.
yeah.
Uh,
Dante's Inferno came with like an action figure
yeah,
of
I have
Dante.
it.
That was I bought it, but
It's in my room. It's sitting in the closet, still sealed.
that's what you want to do with stuff like that. Not
I've
take it out and
I've looked up the price. It hasn't gone up any.
doesn't matter. It's not even that
But like,
ultimately.
you know, even on that nowadays, fucking Pokemon just gives out digital codes for in-game items, and I hate in-game items for pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
If you're gonna entice me to order your game early, you're gonna have to give me something in person, which was part of why I did it, the Amazon pre-order because it was the only one offering Steelbook.
But that's kind of how they hook you with the pre-order stuff. Is
Yeah,
that if it's just pre-order the game and you get exactly what people who didn't pre-order the game get, no one's going to pre-order, dude.
no, people are still gonna pre-order.
I mean,
They have
not
that.
that much, not
Th-
nearly.
there's a scarcity of FOMO out there. They're afraid if they don't pre-order it, they're not going to get it day one,
I don't know.
which was kind of where I was at. But like I said,
Not when everything's digital. You can get it. They can sell
yeah,
as many
yeah,
copies of the digital version of the game as they possibly want to. But even like if you pre-order digital, you get something.
yeah.
They have to present some form of value. Otherwise, just wait and buy it day one. I
For
mean,
pre-ordering digitally, by the way, I got like 200 in-game Pokeballs.
yeah. So I mean, you get all kinds of shit just for pre-ordering, whether it be digital and that's kind of how they hook you with it. So it's something to think about. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, I would. I don't know. I mean, you have until it releases to basically change your mind. It's not like, oh, I pre-ordered it and now I don't want it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm stuck with it. No, if you change your mind before the day it releases, I mean, that you're not bound to it.
I just wish that because obviously we're going to practice in pre-ordering. I wish they would do more for pre-order bonuses. Like I guess the beta is a good, um, what's the word?
Incentive.
Incentive. Thank you. Yes, incentive to get a game or pre-order game.
Yeah. I
But I
mean, it
mean,
is. It worked for me. I mean,
especially for digital games, when you're buying physical and shit, I think it should come with something physical. I hate to go back to. Well, no, I'll stay with Call of Duty. Call of
yeah,
Duty.
physical game that them giving you access to the beta, but you
I
don't
know.
have the disc or whatever. So, I mean, how
Well,
are
no,
you
you know
going to
what?
play?
You know what? They actually did do that. They would give you the code on a receipt.
But if they're giving you the code, it's literally in effect, it's the game. Like
Yeah,
that's kind of weird. Like it's a digital version of the game,
yeah. But I know you don't
only
buy
in beta form.
many physical games. Um,
Not if I can avoid it.
yeah. With Nintendo, I always buy physical though because Nintendo has this wonderful thing where like 6 years into the future, all these Pokemon games or Zelda games will be unattainable unless I have the hardware for it.
I don't know. This
They don't
doesn't seem
do
like a.
they don't do a lot of re-digital stuff, or if they do, that select shit.
Yeah, that's just another. We could talk for hours about how much I dislike Nintendo's marketing. I think it's bullying to like ultimately like they force you into shit. Like you said, oh yeah, well then you wouldn't be able to get it, so I better get the damn physical versions. That's that's their whole marketing shit is like that. But like I said, I ain't gonna get too in depth on that. I do not like Nintendo's
No,
marketing. I feel like they pimp you for having Nintendo. They're gonna pimp you versus like everyone else.
I know. I
It's
always
more
say
accessible and more easy to just be a fan of or whatever and have fun.
I have to agree with you. Like I always say that Nintendo is probably my favorite gaming company, but it's mostly I like their games the most. I hate them as a company. I hate their practices and stuff like that, especially their online practices. You
Just
know,
in general, man.
just
That's
to
how they
just
do.
Xbox, PlayStation, they have their party chats. Xbox, you have to go through your phone to do
Yeah, just
through an
just
app.
look at how they handled the Wii.
Oh yeah, that was
They
stupid.
pimped everybody with the Wii, and it wasn't even that great. But everyone just had to have it and was willing to wait months
Hmm.
on back order for something that didn't have to be back ordered. Just
Yeah.
that's how they did it. They limited the supply to up the demand, and it's crazy.
Anyways, I think we should move on topics here.
Absolutely.
Um, Dad, you use different controllers and you're testing different controllers all the time, right?
Yeah.
What is so far your favorite third party controller?
Third party. Does it have to be budget to be considered third party, or just
No.
anyone
Anyone
that
that's not
isn't
official brand.
Xbox or isn't PlayStation?
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
It can be officially licensed or anything like that, but it's not a first party controller.
I mean, I'm a sucker for the controllers because the only way I feel most comfortable playing is with the back paddles and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. I don't. So I would want something like uh they're actually like $30, but like the A power one that's just got the back bumpers, or like this Turtle Beach.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this Turtle Beach thing has like the audio stuff. It has the programmable back buttons that are in the perfect place. The only flaw is there's always a flaw with just about anything that's budget, really.
Hmm.
Only flaw with this thing is this sometimes this thing will the actual cable
Will come out.
will come out, and then you won't be connected to it. You have to like put it back in the mid game. That's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah. So,
Um, so yeah, so basically those types of aftermarket or whatever. Um, I don't really, I can't see spinning like. There's a couple of them that look really nice. Like I would not buy an Elite controller.
I would have if it was still on sale because it's about the normal price, but it was $60 and now it's not.
Oh, I never seen it as low as $60. I've seen
You
it at
s-
129. That's what we
you
were
s-
looking at.
no, you sent me when you sent me that link. It was a $60.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal was with that. I don't think that's.
It
I
was
don't
just
know.
some. It was just
That's
some
a
deal
little.
they were doing. It was the one that didn't come with the case and everything, but it
That
still
didn't
came with.
come with the.
Yeah, but you could pick up back pads for $10, and it's
It
the
looks cool, but I've heard a lot of people bitching about those. Like, I have a really nice one that I bought. It was refurbished, and the problem with it wasn't the fact that it was refurbished. They put the paddles, like the back paddles,
uh
are way on the inside, like way in the middle, and it's like hard to reach. They're like way over here. So instead of being able to just comfortably hold the controller, you have to like, and it looks really neat. It's a razor some shit.
Oh yeah, that one.
It's like
The Wolverine.
$150 normal.
It's called the Razor Wolverine, I believe.
Yeah, some Wolverine V2 is the one I
Yeah,
have, and it's chroma too, so it has like the really really pretty
awesome fucking RGB.
RGB in it. And
Yeah, no, but
if it wasn't for the you know the fact that its design is horrible, it would have been great because it's really pretty and really well built. Another problem though, this is funny. The sticks
mhm.
are magnetic, so if you push hard enough, you pop it right off.
Yeah, that's the same way in the Elite controller.
It's idiotic. That's a bad idea. I mean, supposedly it saves from stick drift or whatever. I'll take my chances with stick drift rather than
Yeah,
have my damn stick fall off on the floor somewhere and don't. I gotta try to find the damn thing.
my current favorite third party controller is actually this. It's like an SNES knockoff called 8-bit. It's an 8-bit Do controller. 8-bit Do is a company, and this is called the SN30 Pro. And they have a, I guess it's a pro version of this that actually has, little hand grips here. And I'd like to try it, but they're about as much as a normal pro controller for the Switch would be, because that's a Switch controller. It's actually just a Bluetooth controller. I could use it on anything. But I don't know why. It's just wherever the buttons are and everything feels comfy. Feels nice to press on, stuff like that.
I think that's the most important part. It shouldn't be about like the name brand or the whatever. It should be about the ease of use and like how comfortable it is. Like,
and actually, I hadn't been using this for a while. I bought it a while ago, and it's been sitting in one of my drawers. And I was playing with the Joy-Cons, and it was when my wife was playing Pokemon. I pulled it out of the drawer to look for a, we have like one of the regular. They're called like the Rock Candy brand, one of those wired Rock Candy controllers. And I was looking for that to give to her because she was complaining that the Joy-Cons were too small. And I saw this, like, oh, I loved this thing. Why am I not using this? So I've been using it probably past 30 hours playing Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all, like I said, it's all about what works for you, though, really. I mean, even with me, like, for that thing, some people would hate it. I don't know.
I mean, if I could get the one that had probably the little bottom parts, I probably would have gotten that. But I think I bought this at Best Buy with like the open box. So it's like, I think they go for 40. I got it for like 30, something like that.
Yeah.
It's $30 for a controller isn't bad.
Not bad.
No. Controllers are not cheap nowadays. Wireless ones are not cheap, I should say. And I don't like wired too much.
I'm the other way around. I don't like anything to add any latency or anything like that. Depending on what you're playing, though. If you're playing some relaxed ass game, you just want to sit back and you don't want some stupid wire in your way. Like, I'm wired right here. You know.
I have so many wires on my desk, and I try my best to hide them. It's only so much I can do, and it's just like I'm
oh yeah, my cable management is ass, dude. I'm not good with cable management. I got wires everywhere. Running from one device to PC to just everything's wired, but I don't want to give up that instant connection versus like having latency that even, especially if it's noticeable, which most of your latency, even with that, it wouldn't be noticeable. I wouldn't use a USB device for shit.
No.
But not USB, I mean Bluetooth. I would not use Bluetooth for like gaming purposes. Hell no.
Mm-hmm.
For just chilling, sitting back, watching Netflix or something, whatever, or watching YouTube, watching the Game Boys podcast.
But I was talking to you. I want to create more space on my desk. I've given a monitor to my wife. I took the stuff that was under that monitor away, stuff like that. The wires are taking up so much space on this desk, and I can't put them anywhere else.
All of my wires go off the back because that's actually one of the things about a lot of the monitors versus like a TV. They have cable management built into the stand.
Well,
so you just feed all the cables through that.
A lot of it's just like headphone wires or controller wires, the microphone wire.
Oh, I definitely got all that going on.
The webcam wire, because of where my shit's positioned, it's hard to stick under the desk.
Oh, yeah.
Which I guess I could probably take the microphone wire under because microphone wire is long.
Yeah.
But I don't think the camera wire would fit under there. And how I have my desk set up, it wouldn't make sense to move it around too much.
Yeah.
Because I have it set up for when I'm streaming and stuff. So if I'm streaming computer games, I'm looking directly into the camera. If I'm playing Xbox, I'm slightly to the right. And then my laptop's over here. So,
yeah.
That's part of why I prefer wireless. Especially right now where I want to do my side project of taking consoles and repairing them and shit.
Yeah, but what else sucks about wireless?
Batteries?
batteries and charging. So it's either batteries or charging that I'm not a fan of. Because then you got to use what? A wire to do that. So ultimately, you're avoiding the wire that you're eventually going to have to use anyways.
Well, not with my Xbox controllers because I got the batteries that are hooked into the. It's like the dock that's hooked into the Xbox, so that's not a
Right.
big deal. That
So I
don't
mean,
take up much
ultimately,
space.
though, you got to charge it. So what happens in the middle of gaming
No, I just switched the battery out. But I always check when I start gaming.
if it kills you at the like worst possible time because
Yeah.
you forgot to check? Believe me, people forget to check. Not when it's necessarily fresh and new, but later on, you're just gonna get comfortable. I've had headsets die on me in the middle of shit. I've had other people that I'd be in like a party with, like my older brother, whose headset would die in the middle of the damn conversation or whatever.
I've had that happen with my old wireless headset that's sitting back there somewhere.
That's what I mean. So, and it ain't just headsets; it's everything. What if your controller dies in the middle? What if you thought the battery situation was better than it was, and then your controller dies on you? I mean, all that stuff. It seems like you're preventing one headache by creating a new headache.
Yeah, the good thing about that is when your batteries go low, at least Xbox wise, and the computer, I've noticed, it warns you when you're like probably 30 minutes till death.
Yeah.
That's usually when I take time to change my batteries out.
So what if you're getting ready though to like go on some big gaming marathon, something that's going to take a while, and now you got to wait? Like shit, it ain't like it charges instantly.
Oh, you have 2 packs. I have a second pack of it.
Or you have to go wired or some shit. You're talking about one specific thing. I'm talking about just in general. Either way, ultimately, okay. So then, for the sake of not having a wire, you have to have an extra pack.
Yeah.
Like, you see what I'm saying? You got to accommodate for that shit too, and it's just more like it's equal. It's like you're trading one headache for another headache. That's all it really is. I mean, no matter how you're like, well, this is what I would do. Yeah, and what you would do is basically inconvenience yourself in a different way, but it's still ultimately inconvenient. So it's ultimately either going to cost you some extra money or you're going to have to do an extra step versus just leaving it plugged in forever and it's just plugged in. So, but it's a pain in the ass because it's fucking dangling all over you. Like my wire is. I'll take the dangle over the dongle. How about that? I'll take the dangle over the dongle.
Yeah. It's also that I hate dongles so much.
I don't hate them. You put them in and you never look at them again.
They take up the space is the problem. I don't have any. I have 2 extra USB ports right now. And things like my headphones can't even go to that because it's an extender port.
So I have a thing that it has 12 extra damn USB ports.
Yeah, that's basically what this is. But things like my headphones and the microphone don't work through that.
They do with mine. You don't have that plugged into the right port.
Different types of ports, I don't know. The one I currently have don't work like that, I should say. Anyways,
that's just whatever.
Like I was saying, part of the reason I want to have more space is so I can do my side projects like taking apart old gaming systems and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I have this old series or not series 1S where the power supply is fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So I created enough space to do that.
Yeah.
Just make a new power supply.
I'm guessing that your desk is the same size as mine, only it's glass and mine is wood. And I have 3 monitors, an Xbox, just a bunch of other shit, and I still got space that I can probably put together my PC on what space I have left. But once I do that PC, then I'm going to have no space left.
I want to say your one side is bigger.
It's an L shape. Yours is the L shape. Mm-hmm. And it's not like super hella.
So you know how in an L usually you got the big line and then you got the smaller line?
Yeah, you got one side smaller than the other. Yeah.
Both sides are the same size. They're both small.
So you're not really an L shape. You're more like a V shape.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, so I may have just a little more length on the L end, on the longer side.
Having
That's
that
it.
little bit of room though would have helped me out so much. Like it don't seem like a lot, but it really is when you're using it
Yeah.
because it feels like a lot of things are cramped together.
Yeah. I mean, it certainly ain't spacious in here. That's for sure.
No, and I definitely need to get things like I need headphone stands and stuff like that. I'm thinking of getting like the ones that hang off the side of your desk. I
Yeah.
just haven't
If
gotten
you're
there
gonna
yet.
get something like that, don't make it something else that has to just sit up on your desk, because then there again, you're just limiting your space.
Or get one that I can sit both headphones on in the corner over here.
Yeah.
Because I got one pair of headphones for my Xbox because Xbox doesn't use USB headphones for some fucking reason. Or these ones just don't work in the USB headphones for some reason.
Yeah. So I want to switch gears here, man. I want to talk about like when new games come out.
What about them?
Do you feel like that the new games are like derivative, like they're just taking something that worked and just keep repeating it? Or do
Yes,
you feel like they're more imaginative nowadays with all the new technology, like they're using it and they're doing
absolutely not.
great?
They're definitely derivative.
Definitely derivative.
I feel like a lot of games take the same things that other games take that's work. For example, every fucking game that needs a battle royale
Or Souls likes that are
or
just getting
Souls
out of
like
fucking hand.
or now
Yeah, the battle royales. That's just like, damn, come up with your own idea.
or some things aren't even that bad when games get them. For example, again, Pokemon. It's now a open world.
Yeah,
Feels
open
it feels great.
worlds. I'll
It
make
feels
every
great
game open
though.
world.
Feels great, and people were actually asking for that. So that's a
Still,
win.
it's derivative. Doesn't matter.
I didn't. I That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily in the bad column that they did that. People were actually asking for that, but not everyone's asking for a new fucking battle royale
Well,
game.
I mean, okay, so that's sort of another like, why are gamers so unimaginative? I need every fucking game I play to have an open world.
People like what they like, I guess. I
I
mean,
mean, it's almost like, do they really want that, or are they just cronies that are like, that's the thing now. That's what I want everything to be.
I mean,
Or worse yet, fuck all this. Like, is stuff derivative? Why do they keep bringing back the same games, only making the graphics better?
yeah, I don't like that either.
That's
Although
weak.
I will say there are some games I'd love for to come back
That's
with
a
better.
weak fucking attempt, though. They should at least like reimagine that game, make it.
Yeah,
But like, well, I thought it was stupid, and I still think it's stupid that Modern Warfare 2 used the name of a game that they've already had before.
yeah, I don't get
Modern
that.
Warfare 2019 was literally Modern Warfare 2007, 9, whatever year it was.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't understand that still.
Even though it's a different game, why the hell did they? They could have come up with any game and give it a different fucking name. That's bad, man. That just doesn't make sense. You know, I bitched about how Xbox named their consoles. Well, same idea. Like, stupid.
I'm just wondering when we're finally gonna get a Punisher reimagined or remake.
I don't know. I don't really know how well that game did as far as.
I know, but I
I know
enjoyed
it was a
it.
good game, but I'm saying I don't know how popular it ever was, or
I don't know either. I know I enjoyed the fuck out of that game though.
yeah. So I
That
mean,
that and that one superhero game that was on the GameCube of Spawn.
Hmm.
Spawn was fucking good too.
I liked X-Men, Wolverines, whatever it was
Origins,
called. No, what is it?
Origins.
Origins. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that was based off the
For
movie.
someone who doesn't like superheroes and shit, that was a good game. That was a lot of fun.
I feel like superhero games are some of the best games to make.
I'm not into the flying around and the when that becomes like the number one mechanic. Like that's the one deterrent I have from like Spider-Man. That and the fact that the battle system's the same as the Batman Arkham games.
The Batman
And I
Arkham
didn't
games were
care
great
for
though.
those. Well, the stealth aspects in the Batman Arkham games were great. But the battle itself, like when you're stuck down and you're on the street and you're fighting all these guys,
You
that's
just
just
kind of
not fun. Yeah, but it's not even that. Like you're beating one dude and some dude way behind you does that little doink over his head, and then when you go to counter that, the other dude's hitting you anyway. So like, I don't know. It wasn't fun for me. The fighting wasn't fun. The game in itself was pretty good.
I think those games were great. Honestly, I liked the combat.
Well, then you'll like, I guess, Spider-Man games too. But
Yeah, I mean, I already said I
that's the
want to try
thing
the.
deterring me from the Spider-Man games is the fact that the fighting is literally just like Batman. So if it wasn't for that,
Yeah, but it kind of makes more sense for Spider-Man because he has that spider sense. He's
yeah,
supposed
that
to
makes
sense
sense for
dangers
the
in the canon.
yeah.
Don't
But
really make sense for Batman. He's not. He don't have any powers at all.
doesn't have powers, but he has some ability, or what the hell does he even exist for? I can do the stupid batarang or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, he shouldn't have no spider sense type
Yeah.
deal.
They shouldn't have that. It shouldn't know. But I guess they got to do something.
Yeah.
But then it's derivative. Then why the fuck did Spider-Man also have to use the same damn battle system or fighting system? See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, come up with your own thing. Stop taking what works and then using it, but not even really expanding on it, just using it.
Yeah.
You end up feeling like you're playing the same game, even though you're playing a different game.
So I want you to tell me what the hell happened to you in Modern Warfare 2.
I made a video about it. It was a short.
Oh, I didn't see this.
You got to check it out after this, and everybody should check it out by going to youtube.com, Mystery 8 Ball, whatever. It's Mystery 8 Ball Gaming. It's the channel. However that shit works. So what happened was I was playing it, and it only happens in the matches where like the types of modes that you like, where you don't spawn. I was playing Knockout.
Probably the best one of those modes.
So I did really, really good. I went 5-1 in the very first round. I clutched up and killed everybody, but I went down and somebody picked me up midway, and then I went the rest of the way and killed everyone.
Yeah.
Soon as it went from the first round to the second round, I was getting 6 frames per second, and it was beeping at me. It's like like that, and it was like fucking frames were just dropping everywhere, and I couldn't even move. It was like lag central.
Yeah,
and it's happened to me twice. And it only happens after you have a really good round in those round-based modes.
Uh-huh.
And basically you're useless at that point. You can't fight. So the only thing to do is to leave, and you can't leave until you at least die one more time. Like I was hitting the button to try to pull up the menu so I could exit, and it wouldn't let me.
Oh god.
But then when I died, what's funny is when you die, all your frames come back so you can watch your teammates play. Everything's back to perfectly normal. It felt like literally like a vicious attack. Like, oh, you want to show out against me? Got you.
So I know there is a hack going around where people are literally making the whole important team just drop out of the game, but I never heard anything like that.
And you know what's funny? Well, actually, starting with Vanguard, but Vanguard and Modern Warfare 2 are supposed to be the first Call of Duty games with the true anti-cheat.
Mm-hmm.
That is like issuing a challenge to everybody, to every hacker out there.
Yep.
Oh, you got an anti-cheat, huh? Well, we'll see how good that is. Because that's exactly what they're doing. Like we're gonna beat it. So I hope you can hang with them. And that's what I expect. I expect that level of support for a game I paid $100 for.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Um, who do you contact when you get cheated hacked like that? All I do, I just made a stupid YouTube short, got out of that match, and it didn't happen again for a while. So, it's like it's hard enough to do well because of the skill-based matchmaking, pretty much making everyone a 1 KD. You know what I mean? That's hard enough. So, and then you allow people to cheat. So then when you do good, you get punished by them getting hacked like crazy. That shit was terrible. I was so pissed. I rage anyway, but damn, cheat me and watch me rage. Like,
yeah, I had no clue this type of hack was going around or something.
Yeah, you got to watch the short because it's harder to explain than it is to like actually experience and see this shit.
Like I said, I saw the one going around where it was only like they joined a game, and one of the teammates says, "Hey, you guys want to win?"
No, I saw that. I saw one where the dude told him that that he could like kick out the entire opposing team, and they're like, huh, "You're kidding, right?" He said, "Nope, watch," and then the whole team was gone. They're like, "Hold up, you didn't really do that."
It was one of those funny moves.
Like, do it again if you can really do it. He's like, "Okay, do," and then the whole damn team was gone.
Yeah, it was one of those funny moment YouTubers. Because I think I sent you something they did too.
I don't know. This one was just like a short too.
They were doing a there's a glitch where apparently if you aim down sights while on a incline, you'll get fucking launched. They were doing that. I think I sent you that video. I'm sure you never watched it.
I don't know. I usually watch everything or look at everything, but I don't recognize that one. Where'd you send it on? Like text?
Yeah, text. It might not have got through. Our
Why
phones
not?
are mine and your phones specifically are weird communicating.
Oh, when I'm at work, I have absolutely no signal. So
that's probably why.
Which is funny because I can steal the Wi-Fi from work and like do stuff like that. But as far as my actual
texting and stuff,
but in the parking lot, whatever, 100 yards away from where I work, I get 5G.
They do that on purpose.
Full on 5G. I think they actually block my signal somehow.
They probably have a fucking jammer in there.
Yeah, because they don't want us on our phone. But then again, we have access to the Wi-Fi, which is. But they block half of that. Like I said, like when you're streaming on Twitch, I can't watch you.
Get a VPN, man.
But it's still, it's not the VPN. That wouldn't even help because it's not allowing the permission for it to pass through. It doesn't matter whether I'm showing that I'm in Timbuktu or right there at work.
I mean, that's how we used to get through it on school. We'd download a VPN. We'd watch YouTube.
Yeah. So well, see, YouTube works though. I can watch YouTube.
Yeah, but
a lot of other stuff I just can't because it won't let it.
I mean, there were other things
security or whatever
kids were using it for. They were watching porn and shit on their iPad.
Yeah,
but yeah.
So that's that.
There's some workaround you could do for it, but if it's worth it to you or not, it's up to you.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't know. So ultimately, getting hacked on Modern Warfare 2, you gotta watch the stupid video. It's harder to explain, but
yeah, I'll definitely check that out. You think we should get to our wheel spins?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Alrighty. Go ahead and shrink this down so I can pull that up.
Let me pull it up too, matter of fact.
You know any good games coming out anytime soon?
Well, I know Gungrave Gore is out. And Evil West are both out, but they're not really getting as good of reviews as again, I don't always agree with critics, so they look good. They look like my type of game, both of them.
Oh, I also found out that gun game is an actual anime.
Yeah, you told me that already.
Yeah, I didn't know that beforehand, and apparently I was watching something and I was like, yeah, based off an anime. I'm like, what? I said it looked like an anime. I didn't know it was actually an anime.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense for the art style.
And it's some game that was brought back. Like Again,
okay.
welcome to Derivative World USA, whatever. But so it was an old like game that they just decided to bring their franchise back. So I didn't know that. I guess it was like early PlayStation or something
Yeah.
because they were good for like anime type stuff.
Oh yeah, PlayStation used to be like one of the exclusives for anime type games.
Yeah.
Like you recently downloaded the Sword Art game on Xbox, right?
Mm-hmm. I haven't played it yet, but
I
yeah.
think there's a game before that one on the Xbox, but all of the old Sword Art games were always on PlayStation. And they were good too. They were really good. I enjoyed them a lot. It felt like playing MMO, but without the multiplayer,
Multiplayer aspect.
the mass multiplayer aspect. God, I can't fucking words.
See, that's the part that I think is the reason I haven't been trying to do it because I don't want to. I'd rather play the whole thing without the online aspect.
There
Put it
isn't
that
one.
way.
That's what I was saying.
There is apparently this in the name, Sword Art Online.
Well, that's the name
There
of the
has to be
anime.
an online.
That's the name of the
aspect.
anime, dummy.
I don't know.
The whole gimmick of the anime was they got trapped in a video game world, and if you died in the game, the VR headset would fucking fry your brain, so you die in the real life.
I don't know.
It's a real cool concept.
Because
Unfortunately,
any
the
other
anime.
game with the word online at the end of it is usually terrible
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's fucking you have to rely on other people and you can be killed by other random ass people that just want to turn on you and
Literally, that's the name of the anime, and it was the name of the game in the anime.
yeah.
They just copied the name over, and the concept sounds really cool. You know, getting stuck in a game. If you die in the game, you die in real life.
Yeah, it's not really an original concept though. It's sort of
No, it's not, but it's
been
cool to
passed
see it.
around like
Unfortunately, it sucked. The anime's bad.
yeah.
It's good for a casual watch, but it's not a good. It's not good.
All right, so ready for this wheel spin?
Sure, but like,
All right, there it goes.
you could tell the writer of the anime has never played a video game before in his life.
Why do you say that?
So one of the biggest things was like each character has a chance of getting like a one of skill.
Mm-hmm.
So like the main character gets dual wielding. He's the only one in the world who can obtain that skill. And obviously in real life, you know, of any MMO, if someone got something like that, they'd sell their fucking account for millions of dollars. It does not make a good game.
All right.
There was other things too, like he doesn't know relationships, obviously, but go ahead. We're
All
going
right.
school spin now.
All right. Who's doing first?
Do me.
All right.
Let's hope I get something good.
All right, I hope so because I don't want to sit there and have to have you crying during your entire fucking stream. All right. Spin away.
Wait, did we want to talk about the Power Rangers thing?
No, not really.
Oh, okay.
Because we never decided on it. Wingman. I have no idea what that
Wingman.
is. I think you're flying in a jet like down
Oh, that sounds cool.
Top Gun or some shit. So that's what you got, Wingman. Let's see what I get.
Hey, apparently it's a restaurant. Takeout only.
So we'll talk about the Power Rangers thing.
Is it Project Wingman?
Just call Wingman. It's a game on Xbox Game Pass. I think it might be on PC only.
The only thing that comes up is Project Wingman.
So see if that's it.
Okay, hold on.
See if it's available in the.
Yeah, it's available on Game Pass. So I know.
That's got to be what it is then. All right, it's my spin.
Yeah, no games are found under Wingman.
Shadow of the Colossus on PS4. There I go back on PS4. This is a game I've heard so many great things about. So
Oh, Shadow of the Colossus?
yeah.
Ooh.
So apparently I will have a absolute blast on that one.
Yeah, I'm not
I'm
getting.
expecting to love this, so I will only be disappointed if I don't.
I'm gonna go with Project Wingman because nothing's come up for Wingman on Game Pass
All right.
website.
That's probably what it was then.
Yeah.
I only really saw the word Wingman.
Nothing comes up for Project Wingman either. What the hell?
The hell, dude.
Can we just spin again for me? Because nothing's showing up.
You want to spin again?
Yeah, I guess.
I'm telling you, it's a game, though. All right.
I mean, I believe you, but I'm on the Game Pass. Hey, Gungrave's on Game Pass.
Yeah, I told you that
Oh.
already.
I'm on their website right now, and I searched it up, and it's not showing anything.
All right, we'll just spin again for you. Hang on, let me share the screen again. All right.
If it is on Game Pass and for whatever reason it's just not showing up in their search thing,
all right,
we can leave it on. But right now, I'm not finding anything. Citizen Sleeper.
Citizen Sleeper.
All right. You want to start with the summary of your game?
I haven't even pulled it up because I've been too busy spinning your. So if you got it, you get it pulled up. Go ahead.
I have not yet. Hold on.
Let me see.
Citizen Sleeper is an adventure game that is heavily inspired by tabletop RPGs. You play as a sleeper, an artificial being that has been cloned from a human who signed their body and mind over to Espen Arp, the bad guys. Okay.
All right. I don't know what that necessarily entails. Let me see here. Shadow of the Colossus.
What genre?
Shadow of the Colossus is a 2005 action adventure game developed by blah, blah, blah. It takes place in a fantasy setting and follows Wander, a young man who enters an isolated, abandoned region of the realm seeking power to revive a girl named Mono. The player assumes the role of Wander as he embarks on a mission that might entail Mono's resurrection. So basically, it looks like you're climbing giant, like humongous rock colossus thingies. Just looks really fun.
So I'm pretty sure this is
third person.
I'm pretty sure my game, Citizen Sleeper, is a light novel type game.
Okay. Somebody's snoring. I can hear them.
Oh, no. Yeah. I can't hear her with my headphones on, but yeah, she's snoring over there.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be playing. What day and time, and where can we find you, William?
Well, I guess it'll be Friday at youtube.com. You find me at MewWill123.
MewWill123, y'all. Yep. Check out what was it? Citizen Sleeper.
Citizen Sleeper. It's probably going to put me to sleep if it was a light novel game.
For some reason, I don't think that's what I thought it was. Anyway, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Yeah. It's hard to tell just from this little information I have, but it looks like a light novel game.
Based on my schedule, I might stream within the next couple of days because I got to work right through Saturday, all the way through Saturday night. So you would find me at Mystery 8 Ball Gaming
on YouTube.
We pretty much I've switched to YouTube, and it's just better. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just better.
Yep.
Especially if we ever pop off and really do well, then it's definitely better.
At any time, you can see me there playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
I didn't even tell you how good I was doing in Pokemon.
Huh?
I beat Pokemon. I beat the post game, and I completed my Pokédex and got 3 shiny Pokemon already.
All right, cool. So let's talk about this Power Ranger thing, since Pokemon's not the only game on Earth, and neither is Modern Warfare.
So, the original Green Ranger, Ranger, Jason. What was it? Jason, David, Frank. Jason, Frank, David, something like that.
Yeah.
Fucking can't remember now.
Jason
That
David Frank, I think.
Jason David Frank. He recently passed away. It was death by suicide, and we don't exactly know when we're going to, but we decided that we were both going to play the Power Ranger game in his honor.
So be looking for that, because if we do it, we're gonna at least stream it on the this channel. So
Yeah, it'll probably be
on our podcast channel.
on the
So
podcast channel. Yes,
it'll be like a special edition. So we'll find a way to stream it and like do it as together. So we just got to work that out. So hopefully it'll be this week, sometime before I go back to work on Wednesday. Thursday. It's Wednesday.
You go back Wednesday?
Yeah.
Fuck it, we can do it Monday if you want.
Or we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought you were.
Either way.
We'll say Monday, be that way the podcast gets out.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the podcast won't air till Monday anyway, so
yeah. So Monday night
be released or whatever. So
we can play the Power Ranger game together.
That's what we're going to tentatively work on scheduling it that way. So just be looking for that too. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hopefully, eventually, we do end up having more games we stream on this channel together. I know me and you were talking about playing a certain game together that I don't remember we talked about on here or not.
It would have made more sense around Halloween though, but yeah.
I mean, I think it'd just be fun to play anyways. It's one of my favorite games, at least. But as always, I was Will. You're James. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, or you're noobs. And we're out.
Yep. See ya.